This is the easiest question to answer yes, Miss McGill.
Hi everybody, I'm Alex Morey. I'm FIRE's Director of Campus Rights Advocacy, and I'm a First Amendment attorney. Today we're going to talk about the fallout from the recent congressional testimony of the presidents of Penn, Harvard, and MIT, and where we go from here. All right, let's take a look at this mess.
Dr. Kornbluth, yes. At MIT, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate MIT's code of conduct or rules regarding bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
If targeted at individuals, not making public statements.
Yes or
That's
no?
That's correct.
Calling for the genocide of Jews does not constitute bullying and harassment?
I have not heard calling for the genocide for Jews on our campus.
But you've heard chants for intifada.
I've heard chants, which can be anti-Semitic depending on the context, when calling for the elimination of the Jewish people.
So those would not be according to the MIT's code of conduct or rules?
That would be investigated as harassment if pervasive and severe.
Sally did a good job because she, didn't give these yes or no answers, and I feel like that didn't lend itself to as horrific of a soundbite as the other two presidents, Claudine Gay and especially Liz McGill. Boy, they just got set up to get roasted.
Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Penn's rules or code of conduct? Yes or no?
If the speech turns into conduct, it can be harassment, yes.
I am asking specifically calling for the genocide of Jews. Does that constitute bullying or harassment?
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment.
So the answer is yes.
It is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
It's a context-dependent decision. That's your testimony today. Calling for the genocide of Jews is depending upon the context. That is not bullying or harassment. This is the easiest question to answer yes, Miss McGill.
Oh, but it's not. And because the law demands that we look at context, but it's just, it's so difficult to hear it from the presidents of universities that have been so quick to censor so many students on campus for so many different reasons. It just really rings hollow, at least from, the perspective of campus free speech watchers like us at FIRE. It really rings hollow to hear from these presidents. And you can kind of tell from the glib way that Liz McGill was really addressing this question, you can tell they don't really believe this stuff. They're just, regurgitating the lawyerly stuff that the lawyers at, Wilbur Hale or wherever told them to say, and they don't really care about free expression. They just care about covering their rear ends. At least that's how it seems here. So I think that's one of the reasons why these folks got so raked over the coals. So the First Amendment protects a wide range of speech. It also outlaws several important categories of speech. So things like true threats, incitement, discriminatory harassment. There's no carve out for calls for genocide. That's because people think different things constitute calls for genocide. If you give that power over to people like Sally Kornbluth and Liz McGill and Claudine Gay to decide, we have seen time and again that they are going to use double standards when it comes to figuring out which speech should and shouldn't be allowed on campus. So, of course, these folks are right on the law, but they need to be right on the law more than one day a year.